Well, if you guys can see from that footage, a dash cam can be very necessary. Unfortunately, that was actually one of the other cars that I have here. My daughter was driving and she actually had an older gentleman pull out in front of her. The good thing is everybody's safe. You know, cars, things like that can be repaired. But I'm really happy we have a dash cam in that car to be able to know what actually took place in that accident and be able to have that information for insurance. So if you're looking to protect your investment, guys, pay attention to this next video. So what we have today is Fitcamx reached out. They have a new integrated dash cam for the BMW F10. I'm super excited about this because I actually did an integrated dash cam in the X5 and it came out looking really, really great. This is a 4K camera. It actually has a 1080p rear camera. There's an app that you can use to adjust settings as well as download any of the footage for your device. So let's get right into an unboxing and we'll show you what comes in this box. Okay guys, and as you guys can see here, this is the Fitcamx. So I think this is actually going to be a really cool setup. Of course, this housing will replace the existing housing that's right there, that's right around your rearview mirror. I actually opted for the kit that actually comes with a rear view camera. So we've got that there as well too. And then the tools that come along with this kit, you can see here that this wiring here will actually tap right into the connections there in your housing or the sunroof control panel right there. So that's where we're actually going to be able to get power. We don't have to run any external wires for power. And then this, of course, rear view mirror will tap right in here to this connection as well too, and we'll be able to run that power to the back. So really, really excited about this. We're going to jump right into this installation. Okay, so first steps here, we're going to go ahead and remove the old dash cam that's here. So I'm going to slide this out of the way. I will still need to go ahead and pull this housing off, as well as they've got the, of course, my, electrical static tape. But ultimately, we need to try to get this pried apart. So that's where our pry tool comes into place. I've got my nice pry tool here, and we're going to see what we can do to get this to open up. Okay, here we go. Got one piece off there, so that section came off real nice. Let's see if we can get this one off. And there we go. Actually, that came off there too. Okay, so we got both of those units off there. What I need to do first now is we're going to take a look at the new housing and see what we're plugging into. So if I'm looking back here behind the review camera, we'll see where this connection is. Looks like it's probably, So there's a little module right here. I don't know if you guys, let me see if I grab my camera and I'll bring you guys in. Okay, so hopefully you guys will be able to see this. And you guys have to, I have to apologize here. I have an extra module and an enclosure that I actually 3D printed for a CAFIS camera that I have mounted there. So that's how I have, my car did not come with auto headlights, and so that's what I use that for. But here's the plug we're trying to get access to. This plug was actually plugged in right here on this camera module, so I disconnected it. And now we're going to actually take this included cable, we're going to plug that into this end here, okay? And then you're going to actually take that unit there and plug that back into the module. So I'm going to do that real quick off camera and I'll be back with you guys here real shortly. And there you can see here, we've got that plugged in now. So the cable is connected, and so now we have our power, which is right here. So all of that is connected. Now we're basically just going to install our new plastic pieces that house the camera, and we'll make sure all that wire gets tucked up properly. So I'll be right back. Just to show you guys what I've done is I went ahead and removed the little console here, which was pretty easy to do. You just basically remove that trim piece. Once you do, you actually have a little bit of, you can use a screwdriver, flathead, to get in there and release the clips. Once that drops out of the way, the reason why I did that is because I think I actually need to run my cables down through this hole. I think it'll make it a lot easier when it comes to tucking those wires in. So I'm gonna do that real quick and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, so you can see I've actually got this rearview mirror camera that's actually been snaked through this hole up here. So that just gives me a little bit more room when I'm dealing with my wiring. And so now I'm just gonna see if I can slide this other camshell half into place. So I'll be back with you guys here in just a moment with hopefully a finished product. Quick thing before I finish putting this in, just to note, this unit does come with a 64 gig SD card there. So you do wanna make sure that that's put into possession first, so you don't have to open this back up and, you know, and basically remove some of your installation. Okay, so that looks good there, but we're gonna keep trying to finesse these wires into place. Okay, there we go. We've got all of our wiring tucked into place. As you guys can see there, it's got a clean installation look. So I'm really happy with the way that looks. As you guys can see from the side, no one will even be able to notice that there is actually a dash cam there. So that's really nice. So now we're just gonna worry about going ahead and running the wiring for the rear camera. Okay guys, you can see I've got my lights blinking. This thing has connected. So I actually just, if you see back here, I've got my new rear camera installed. Ran the wires alongside the headboard all around the car. So we are good to go there. So the last thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna actually go ahead and connect to the new dash cam, and then we'll see if we can get you guys some footage of live footage on the camera. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our user manual and we're gonna go ahead and install the new Fitcamx app. So there is a QR code for the app right here, or you can actually just look at it at the Apple Store. I'm gonna go ahead and use my cell phone here to get that app. So we'll get that downloaded real quick, and then once it is downloaded, I will walk you through the installation process. Fitcamx app, we've got it downloaded, I'm installing it, and now we're gonna go ahead and connect to a camera. So we're gonna hit next. All right, so car cam, so I'm gonna tap that. The password is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. We'll connect. Taking a moment. Okay, it looks like it is connected. So we're gonna go back to the app, hit connect. Just kind of walking through the options here. See what my option. Okay, there it is. It's connected to the camera. And we can see here, so we've got, it shows of course our front camera here, and then our back camera's right up there in the window. So camera settings, we'll go in here and just take a quick look. Let's see here, sound recording, I'm gonna include sound recording, video resolution, so you have options there for video resolution. I'm gonna keep mine on 4K. Loop options, I'm just gonna leave that at 1 minute. Timestamp, driving collision sensing, we'll do a medium sensitivity. Parking monitoring collision detection. So this adjusts the collision sensitivity after the car is turned off. So so that's of course if your car is hit in a parking lot or whatnot. I'm gonna leave mine. We'll try that as well too. I'm gonna put that on medium as well. We'll see how that works on the BMW because the BMW is very very particular about battery drainage. I don't know if that's gonna be okay, but we'll see. So those are the options here we're gonna choose. Beyond that, we're gonna see if we can't get some footage now of this camera in action. This is low light performance around 7 p.m., but it was actually a really cloudy day, so it's darker than a typical evening. So this is pretty realistic worst case scenario before night driving. You can see it's still picking up solid detail. Road texture, vehicles, and overall clarity are all there. And this is the rear camera at the same time. Still very usable, and you can clearly make out cars behind and overall traffic conditions. This is full night driving, where most dash cams usually struggle. But this actually holds up pretty well. You can still see lane markings, surrounding vehicles, and overall road detail. One thing to watch out for here is headlight glare, and it's doing a solid job controlling that without washing out the entire image. And here's the rear camera at night. Again, not as sharp as the front, but still very usable, which is really what matters for a rear camera. Well, as you guys can see, installation is really straightforward on this dash cam. I'm really excited because I like the sleek design. So after getting the built-in dash cam on my X5, I was really looking for a built-in design on the F10, and Fitcamx came through. So if you guys are looking for a product like this, I'm gonna put a link in the video description. You guys make sure you go out to their website, check out this camera because this is a 4K camera. I believe it's 1080p in the rear, and it looks so sleek and seamless. Looks OEM on the windshield, so I'm really, really excited about that. Guys, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Please keep coming back for more content. Other than that, you guys be safe, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.